You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, Better Heroes are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 339 of the Better Heroes podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Canal, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
This week was very fitting, MLS-wise, and the score matches.
It was horrible. Today was
Yeah.
horrible. I think that's the best way to put it. It was just horrible. It was horrible all around. It was a bore fest. And you know what's funny is that the first 10 minutes or so, it was like really back and forth. So I really thought that we were in for an exciting game, and then it just all went to hell.
Listen, there's a lot we could be critical of in this game. That's what happens with these kind of games, right? Like, they're not as fun, but they're fun in different ways because now everybody could be critical about something. So,
well, it was so boring that my daughter started getting bored, and she asked if she could paint my nails. So
Wow.
I ended up with painted nails during the game because my daughter was like, I can't watch this. So that's how bad things got, is that my daughter asked if she could paint my nails. And if your daughter asks to paint your nails, you let her paint your nails. And then that's it. So that was the highlight of my game, is that I got my nails painted. Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, people are already asking us to start with Redondo and Ben Crem. I got to be honest, guys. I had really good positive stuff to say about Ben Crem in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
In the beginning.
All right. Well, let me start with this. We start with general thoughts usually. I have the completely wrong thing up here. I got the preview up.
While you do that, I'll tell you my general thoughts is, I've said it before. Everybody thinks that Busquets is like the key, and when we miss him, we miss it all. You all don't understand how much Jordi Alba makes a difference. Like, Jordi Alba, to me, is the key of all keys. Obviously, other than Messi. But Jordi Alba, you miss him. I mean, you literally focus all of your attack, most of it, on the left side. Noah Allen wasn't allowed to go forward as much.
Well, what I was gonna tell you is that this 0-0 draw, there hasn't been a 0-0 draw in an Inter Miami game since last May, when Miami drew with Orlando in last May. Before that, the previous 0-0 draw was August 30th against Nashville in 2023. So Miami scores generally. And the last time that Miami got shut out, or LAFC technically, right? LAFC, when we played them in Champions Cup, we got shut out that game. But before that, the last time we got shut out in a game in which Messi actually started was, I just had it on top of my head. It was Charlotte to end the 2023 season. Charlotte to end the last game of the 2023 season, when we lost 1-0 in Charlotte, Messi's first loss into Miami. That was the last time that we got shut out in a game in which Messi started in the regular season, right? Because technically we got shut out against LAFC just a couple weeks ago. But that was the last time before the LAFC regular season. That was the last time. Late October 2023. And before that, Nashville. So we've been shut out with Messi as a starter 3 times since he's been here. It was Nashville, August 30th, 2023. Charlotte, 2023, I want to say October 23rd or something like that, the last game of the season that year. And then LAFC a couple weeks ago. That's it. So this is a very rare occurrence. Very rare occurrence for Messi to start and for us to get shut out.
I mean, does that mean that we're just spoiled? Does that mean that we're just a spoiled fan base? And this is where the expectation thing is like a gift and a curse, right? We're spoiled because we want goals.
Well, Brian saying no one shoots. There was a couple times where I felt like people had a shot on goal. Cremaschi, there was one coming down the left side where I was like, just shoot the goddamn ball. And then he kind of stood on the ball and looked to see where he could pass it. But that's not Cremaschi game. And I can't. Sorry. This is the game. This is the game.
I'll tell you this much. Redondo had 2 attempts in the first half. Redondo had 2 attempts.
He had a couple chances.
Yeah.
I didn't think Redondo played horrible.
Okay, we'll pick it up soon. Danny, we have a super boober slam.
Oh, and I sent you. Oh wait, I didn't send it to you. My fault.
Oh, you didn't? You see,
I got it, but I didn't send it. I got it, but
that's where you messed up. So Christian with the CH says Suarez has a net negative impact right now. He has consistently made the wrong decision 99% of the time he's involved in an offensive break for weeks now.
Suarez did have a couple opportunities where I thought that maybe he could have done better. There was one where he could have taken a shot. Another one where I felt like he hasn't had the best of games the last couple of games. But is there a chance? Is there a chance that the lack of rotation is kind of backfiring on us? Because they just played a couple of days ago.
I mean, it could be, right? I mean, that's a good observation. I think in this kind of game, look, you start Messi, you might as well try to trot out the big guns. The fact that they didn't play Jordi Alba is kind of questionable to me.
But winded in the windy city.
But the whole thing, like with Lujan playing right back, you had Ben Crem playing the right wing. Like we've constantly said, when you're putting Ben Crem at the right wing, like that completely obliterates his impact. And surprisingly, he actually had a pretty decent showing in the first half, at least to me.
I thought Ben Crem played a decent game, like you said. You know what I was thinking when I was watching Ben Crem in the first half, at least? I was thinking he's a poor man's a poor man's Diego Gomez on the wing. He's not going to give you a lot in the attack. Look, Gomez was better than him in the attack, but he's not going to give you a lot in the attack. But he's going to give you those 2 lungs that you like to talk about, where he's just running up and down the pitch, and he's pressing. He'll win a ball here and there. There was a point in the first, I want to say 10 minutes, where he won a ball that led to that Messi shot, like the only shot we had in the first half, and that was all Cremaschi with the press.
He had a really he had a really good pass too over to if I'm not mistaken, to Suarez.
So I thought that he had a decent game out on the wing. I don't think that that's the best position for him, but when he's out there, just imagine a poor man's Diego Gomez on the right side. That's what I felt like I was watching.
No, it was actually a pass to Redondo that he didn't put it in for the shot. He passed it. It was actually Noah Allen that had a really great pass to Luis Suarez towards the end of the first half. But
Noah Allen, I thought, had a good game.
Yes, I thought he had a good game too. Yep.
Out on left back and left center back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but look, a lot to get into. But let's start as we usually do with the starting 11. There it is.
So here we have, the starting 11 was just a little funky for me. You have Ustadi that started in the back as the goalie. You had Noah Allen playing left back, Lujan playing right back, Falcon and Aviles playing the center backs, Redondo and Busquets as the pivot, Messi as the 10, Segovia as the left wing, Cremaschi as the right wing, and Suarez up top. And yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what do you think? I'm going to start with Redondo. What do you think about the fact that Mascherano seems to be leaving Bright as a starter for the big games, right? The Champions Cup games. But for the regular season games, he's kind of giving him a break and Redondo run the majority of those minutes.
Look, I'll give him the pass because Bright apparently got injured last game because dragging his leg on the grass when he made that big tackle last game against LAFC. So I can understand why Redondo took the start this game. I'm actually surprised that he trotted out Bright, to be perfectly honest. I understand because I think he wants to give Redondo his opportunities to fight and claw for that position. So,
all right. And then Judith says, "I love how y'all cry about rotation, but when he does it, you still pathetic." Did you feel like this was rotation?
How
I
is
mean,
this rotation though?
well,
Like
I guess like, Allende is coming back from an injury, right? You could sacrifice his cap for the Champions Cup, but you can't sacrifice it for a random regular season game. So I
yeah.
understood him not starting here. I didn't think he was going to play at all, actually. You have Falcon and Allen, which are your usual center back pairings, right? Just that they shifted both to the left.
Yeah.
You had Aviles and Lujan. That was the rotation right there, right? One center back off, and then Jordi Alba off.
Well, the only rotation for me is like you said, Allen and Lujan. Like Judas is making it sound like Mascherano did like a cook up of a rotation that we've never seen before.
4 different starters.
He's thrown.
I mean,
he's
minor.
He's thrown Ben Krem at right wing before a number of times, guys.
Yeah, whenever Segovia or Allende aren't playing, it seems like it's going to be Ben Krem that's the backup winger. I thought it would be Fafa, but it looks like it's going to be Cremaschi. I mean, you ever been to that new Dick's store in Dayland? The really large new store.
It's on like the second floor. Yes.
It's on both floors. It's 2 floors.
Oh, okay. So it took up Bed Bath & Body Works now.
I don't know what it took over, but it's the new store at Dayland. It opened on Valentine's Day. Luis Suarez was out there signing autographs a couple weeks ago. The only reason I bring it up, yeah, he was there last month signing autographs. The only reason I bring it up, it's really cool. They have my son did batting cages in there yesterday. Olivia was rock climbing, very cool. But anyway, the reason I bring it up, they have like a huge Inter Miami section. All the jerseys have Messi on the back. There's only one other player that they have with jerseys with their name on the back. Who do you think that is?
It's Cremaschi.
Yep.
Has to be. Yeah,
yep.
Has to be.
It's just Messi and Cremaschi jerseys in Dick's Sporting. I thought that was crazy. He is the marketable guy on this team.
Yes, the younger Argentine.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Messi kids and then a few Cremaschi kids, which is wild to me. And then the rest don't have names.
Yeah, no, it has to be Crema for sure.
Yep.
But look, Judas, let's be pretty honest here. Like, this isn't much rotation, Judas. Like, or any of you in the chat that think that this is much rotation, I don't see that. Other than Noah Allen, which is your typical left backup.
And Portal Chaser saying Messi was pissed at Ben Krem. There was a moment where I don't know if it was that he hesitated to shoot or didn't pass it quick enough, but I remember seeing that Messi started saying something to Ben Krem because he was frustrated, and that was after they subbed out Segovia for Allende because at that point Ben Krem was playing on the left side.
I mean, but Ben Krem at the wing is tough to see, man. It's really tough.
But on the way Mascherano likes to play this team, where else would you play him? He can't play in the double pivot. There is that we don't play with really 8s, the traditional 8. We don't play with 8s. We play with the 2 6s. So like he's done really.
He's got no other choice, but like what David Ruiz I think was on the bench. David Ruiz to me screams better as a winger than Cremaschi does. Like Cremaschi is typical box to box, and he's gonna destroy your guys, and he's gonna push the pace. There was a play where he moved the ball up fast enough, and like his body was charging faster than the ball. We never blame Suarez, Chelsea fan number 20. I mean, we haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah,
There's lots of blame.
I don't think anybody's in Miami is talking more crap about Suarez than I have. But
yeah. And we haven't even there's a lot of buck to pass around today, guys.
So starting 11, were you happy with it when you saw it?
No.
And I asked the chat also, when you saw it, I know it's hard to kind of forget what you just watched. Try to think back about when you originally saw it. What did you think?
I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like Lujan, man. Stop giving me Lujan at the right back. I don't want it.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Giovanni's asking, where was Obando? You figure Obando would get on a game like this, right? Late in the game?
I would think so, and especially since Luis Suarez got a yellow card too, no?
Did he? I don't remember.
Let's see. I know that he did get a yellow card at some point. Luis Suarez got a yellow card at the 23rd minute. And
then Upcode said he's cool with the rotation, but he thought that he would see Fafa out at the wing. I thought I would see Fafa also. Okay. Why Frey isn't starting over Lujan? That's another question. If Frey isn't injured, is he? He should be playing out there. He didn't play in the
So Frey was on the bench.
Huh? Frey was on the
Frey
bench.
was on the bench, yes.
He should have started.
And for those of you that are correcting me, you're right. David Ruiz is not on the bench. He's still injured. You did have Fafa, which I guess I would rather put some push on Fafa instead of Ben Krem. But I think that we all know that I think in bigger games, Fafa is going to be preferred over Ben Krem.
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's actually a really good
Why
question.
you guys don't mention how defenders suck to make forward passes?
Well, they're not David Martinez. David Martinez, I think, is one of the better center back passers.
I thought Toto Aviles does a pretty good, decent job with that also, unless he's being pressed. I don't know. I thought that nobody was really making good forward passes. I felt like our offense just looked really stagnant a lot of this game. Like we just couldn't get creative. And you know what? You know what's really frustrating me is that when Messi has the ball, there's only so much he can do if people are ball watching. Like this is the point where you have to make runs to kind of open up that defense, and people aren't really making those runs, at least not today, which is really frustrating because all they have to do is keep 2 on Messi and that's it, because there was no creativity, no runs in. I don't know. Today was just a very frustrating, boring watch.
Well, and this is a good comment by Chelsea fans saying we always force the ball to Messi, especially today, for the simple fact that Jordi Alba wasn't out on the left and nobody's pushing out on the right. So like it seemed like we were forcefully pushing it towards the middle.
Right. And then you have to make some runs. Like we always give credit to Luis Suarez for doing the stuff that doesn't come out on the stat sheet, right? Like making those runs. But I felt like he wasn't doing that today. Cremaschi definitely wasn't doing that down the right side. Like nobody was really doing that. So I'm just wondering at what point people are going to start making those runs to open spaces up, because Messi's just there and he has to just kind of hope that he could dribble through 1 or 2 guys to kind of get the defensive shift to open up some space for somebody else to run. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, it was just a frustrating game.
Well, luckily Allende, when he stepped in, made some of those runs in. I do want to put up a comment here because shout out to Marasovic for being the shining light in this chat room, saying we are still undefeated. You, sir, are glass half full in a room with a lot of glass half empty people.
Well, I said it, I think it was a month ago now, that we're not going to lose more than 3 games this year. And I didn't say that meant that we were going to break the all-time record that we set last year. I don't know how many draws we're going to get, but losses, there aren't going to be many losses. You might see some games like this, though.
Gressel didn't even travel, and David Martinez is injured, but he was actually on the bench, even though he was supposedly injured.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a great. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that it doesn't matter the outcome. The 7th position can still win the MLS Cup. Yeah. But you want home field advantage.
This is a good comment, though, Danny. Like Mr. Krabs is saying, we can't be dropping points on mediocre teams. Chicago's not mediocre. Chicago's not mediocre. And walking away with a tie in an away game is not bad.
It's not a bad result. If you come out with a result on the road, that's not a bad result.
But it would have been nice to get a goal. Would have been nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure Chicago fans are pretty much saying the same thing. Because
Chicago fans, look, from what I heard, Chicago fans felt like they should have walked away with the 2-0 win.
Yeah. And on top of that, Danny, like we predicted like a shootout this game.
Mm-hmm.
And MLS had another thing coming today. Mike V saying, here's the issue. Teams figured out they can clog the middle, and that neutralizes us. We have no play options. It's the same over and over. Even I can guess what is happening.
Oh, yeah, you're going to see that from now on. But I think that this team is going to have the class to kind of figure things out and start working the ball wide again through the wings and do different things to kind of break that down. But for the time being, for today and for next week against Wilfred Nancy, when we play against Columbus and Cleveland, expect to see the same thing. A compact defense, just clogging the middle, and then just daring us to go wide and see what we could do out there. But absolutely, that's what you're going to be seeing. And again, thank God for Ustari. Ustari again might be getting the man of the match other than Messi because he saved our behind again.
Made some big plays. I mean, there's not much of a timeline to go through here, Danny. I mean, we can. I feel like we could just generally speak about this game and bring up moments without kind of going through timelines.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's necessary just because there was nothing that happened exactly. I will say when the game first started, I was like, oh, this game is going to be like just as we predicted, high scoring. It was back and forth, and it felt like it was like a disaster on it. It was like chaos because I felt like everybody's working through the middle, but it was just turnover after turnover. Everybody was intercepting balls. Everybody was like hyped up, especially Chicago. I don't know if they've never seen that many fans at the stadium in a while, but like everybody was like juiced up, and it was fun the first 10, 15 minutes, I want to say, of the game, and then things slowed down to a snail's pace.
Well, speaking of the atmosphere, I mean, it looked sold out. They said it was sold out, and it looked.
It was like 65,000. I think I heard.
Well, that at least later in the broadcast they mentioned sold out crowd.
Oh, okay.
Now, I mean, that's just it. Could be hyperbole, right? But
possibly.
It looked packed. And I think it's great for a city like Chicago for sure. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about Segovia. I can't wait to talk. I mean, we're gonna have to kind of critically look at each player today, Danny.
Because I mean, like you said, there's not really much of a rundown to go through.
Yeah, Blake Keitlinger saying looked sold out. Sean Callahan saying 60K. Jack Carr saying 62,000. And Sean coming with factual numbers, 62,358 to be exact.
Nice, Sean. Well done.
Yes.
All right, so let's start with Messi. Messi was the team, right?
Yes.
And when he is the whole team, that's a problem. But he was the team today.
Yes.
Nobody else was really contributing much in the attack. And then that first free kick that he took, our boy Joe Dirt, a.k.a. Chris Brady, got a fingertip on it just to deflect it high enough for it to hit the crossbar. It went over. But that was, I think, the best. Oh, and then the very first shot that Messi took from outside the box, I think it was in the first like 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Yes, very early in the game.
And Cremaschi won that ball back, laid it off to Messi, and he made that shot. So to start the game, I thought it was entertaining. I thought that Messi was unfortunately the whole team. But when everybody's sitting and ball watching, when Messi has the ball, nothing good can come of that because it's very, I don't want to say it's easy to defend, but you don't make the defense think much. They know where they have to be and who they have to defend because there's nobody else really making any runs.
Well, but that's where you get into the situation, like you mentioned, nobody's making the runs. Like Noah Allen wasn't pushing up as high as Jordi Alba typically does. Ben Krem wasn't doing that. Lujan isn't doing that either. So, like in the wings, you're not getting that. Okay. You're getting your like Luis Suarez waiting for something to cook up. But other than that, it is everybody kind of ball watching and waiting for Messi to do something. I mean, it put us in a situation where he had 2 free kicks, and one of those 2 free kicks was super duper on point. The other one,
where he was arguing, he's like,
where they were in 10 feet away. Yes,
yeah,
10 yards. Yes,
like if anybody knows, Messi has done this enough times where I'm sure he can tell, like, nah, they look way too close. And I'm surprised. Like, I don't know how the referee can go ahead about like confirming that or fixing that. But I was like, that was weird. I don't think I've ever seen a player complain about that before. And at that point, I'm like, well, can we check this out? Can we make sure? Because that seems to be the only chance we have offensively right now.
It was really they did look really close, a lot closer than what I'm used to standardly seeing on a free kick. And then I at some point I think that they were complaining about the ball placement too, on where the foul happened, and then from there they started complaining about the distance between the ball and the wall. But to me, like I said, I was really disappointed to see no wing play whatsoever.
All right, so we just talked about Messi. Like you said, let's run through the list since we have no game to run through. Let's go to Segovia.
Oof.
Segovia, I was
He's
really
been a
hyped about
ghost the
Segovia.
last
Yes.
couple games.
I could when he's on the ball, you can see that he has the skill. But I think that he works better as a 10 than as a wing.
Yes.
He needs to be in the middle of the pitch, and out wide he just is not looking good. And I'm disappointed. I forget, was it last game or the game before? It's so many games that I now can't remember. But there was a game where he was out wide and he didn't look great, but I thought that he looked good. He didn't do poorly, but today he's having a hard time also.
You know what? Look. Simon's saying, why not mention the players so we rate them?
Okay, well,
We're
we said Messi. I'm assuming. Okay, go ahead.
He
Start with
gets
Messi.
We're not gonna do numbers though, Danny. We're gonna do grades: A, B, C, D, F. Okay, we're not gonna do numbers. We're gonna grade them like real teachers.
Why not
here.
numbers?
What do you mean? Why not numbers? Because we're gonna do it different. You want to do it with numbers?
No, you can do it however you want.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
All right, fine. 1 to 10. What do you guys give Segovia? Because I imagine Messi's getting a 10. 10 is the best. 1 is the worst. So what does Segovia get, guys?
Okay.
Let's do numbers. Let's do numbers. Okay, I see a lot of Fs, but we're sticking with Segovia, guys.
5.6. Everybody's saying 5.6. A 4. I mean, even though he was technically he didn't look great. I don't know if I would say that he got like a 3. Let me see. He only played 60 minutes, by the way.
You think maybe 1 to 10 is a little bit too big of a scale? Should I keep it 1 to 5?
Yeah, because people are gonna go for like 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll keep it 1 to 5. So everybody's kind of midding him. Rick A says 3 Chris's, so I imagine that's like a 1.5. So I mean, look, people are grading Segovia. Look, Segovia's been a ghost, and this guy Baltasar Rodriguez, who we did an episode on. If you guys haven't caught it, you need to check it out. This kid's gonna take his job. This kid's gonna take Segovia's job immediately. Because the thing that Mascherano was talking about that not many players have on this team, some creativity. Baltasar Rodriguez is going to come in and cook.
But Segovia has creativity. It's just
he
that
does on the wing.
He has creativity to like create for others. Robert Taylor can create for himself. I'm hoping that Baltasar Rodriguez is like a hybrid of Segovia and Robert Taylor. Give me both of those in one. Because
I mean,
Segovia, when he plays in the midfield, he's just contributing for others. He doesn't really contribute for himself. Yeah.
Is it too much to ask for that and a Diego Gomez? Is that too much to ask for? Are we building like a supernatural football player with that kind of build? Diego Gomez,
that would be amazing.
Robert Taylor, Segovia, that would be great.
And Segovia isn't going to give you what Diego Gomez gave you just because he's not that guy defensively.
He's not physically imposing. Like he got shook off of a ball today. Did you see that? He tried to win a ball back, or he tried to hold off a defender from the ball, and he got annihilated. That's what he did, like a retaliating foul. You didn't see that play? It was around the 20th minute or something.
I will tell you that I did just randomly popped in my head when you said that. I saw when Falcon got megged to a lead pass that led to a counterattack. You know what? Toto Aviles, he gave a ball away that led to, I want to say it was Bamba counterattack. Somebody was on a counter, and I thought that Toto Aviles showed great pace in keeping up with the attacking player and kind of bided him all the way down the line to not allow an easy shot. You know what? For as bad as this team looked today, or uncreative as they looked, the defense I thought didn't look horrible. Didn't look great. They allowed a lot of shots, but it could have been a lot more because Falcon got his leg on a few. Noah Allen, I thought, did a great job botting Hugo Kuipers, which is much bigger than him, and he bided him off the ball a couple times. Toto Aviles, I thought, recovered a couple times.
Busquets also had a couple turnovers. Redondo had a couple turnovers.
No, this wasn't a good game.
So we're done with Segovia. We're gonna keep the rating 1 to 5. We're gonna do 5 the best, 1 the worst. So who's next on the critique?
Let's
On the
go
critique
Suarez
list.
before we keep moving down. Let's go to your
Yeah.
boy Suarez.
Okay, well, yeah, because everybody thinks that we're like super Suarez lovers, that we'd never give hate to Suarez. You know what the problem is about this hate with Suarez, or like strikers in particular? They need people to sort of develop the play for them. So like if there's no play being developed from other people, then how can you critique or criticize Suarez's play when it hasn't even gotten to him in the first place?
Well, I will tell you, Suarez isn't that type of 9. He's not like a Olivia Giroud,
He does
the
come
LAFC
back.
that we watched, because Giroud, for example, needs service. Like
Yes.
he's not linking up play with nobody. Suarez isn't that kind of guy. Suarez can go back and kind of create for others, right? That's why he's so great. He has I don't know how many assists he has to Messi in his career. Like Suarez can do more than just receive the ball. But with that said, he hasn't been able to link up play with Messi. And when he has had opportunities to finish, he hasn't been able to do it either. But Suarez is more than just a striker that just depends on service, because that's like a very Giroud, a Benteke, for example. Like that's all they're gonna do. They need the service. Higuain even, his bum ass. But I think that Suarez can do a lot more, so that's why we expect a lot more from him.
I just want to comment here. MG Coin, you're saying Campana's better. I want you to do me a favor today. After you're done with the show, go look at the last highlights of Atlanta versus New England. And just fast forward to the 90th minute. I'm sure you saw the highlights already, Danny.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, you do the same thing when we finish this show. And then I want you to come back to me. Circle back, MG Coin. Circle back and then write in the comments and tell me if Campana was better. And guys, don't spoil it in the chat. If you saw the New England highlight, okay, don't spoil it in the chat. Please do not. Now, let me just answer the Suarez deal. As far as Suarez is concerned, he is a creative sort of striker. Okay. And Saga Daddy's putting a Campana with an upside down face, vomity face. But as far as like Suarez is concerned, he is more of a creative striker, working well with a lot of the other players. And of course, they work well with him in terms of like chipping it over. Thomas here saying Campana is overrated. You went out of your whole way. Why you gotta?
He's living off of that 2-game run that he had.
I told you guys
when he first got benched.
I told you guys not to spoil it. Thomas and Mr. Krabs, you guys are the worst. Thomas is saying, Danny, please look at it.
I'm looking at it right now.
And just go to the 90th, like 80th, 88th.
Oh my God, it was Nashville all over again from the League's Cup.
Yeah, it was a rough watch.
Oh my God. Oh, but the
it wasn't even the
defender ran him down.
Well, the defender ran him down, but dude, he had the opportunity.
Yeah. That was bad.
Left foot, right foot, left butt cheek, right butt cheek. You should have put that in the
that was the Nashville ending to the League's Cup all over again. Wow.
So,
oh my God. Oh man, I should have played it for everybody. Why didn't I play it for everybody?
Well, because don't we get copyright destroyed if you do
that? If I show it this way.
Well, do it that way, so that way everybody can be able to look at it. But look, again, I can't criticize Luis Suarez. So that is, hold on, he's pausing it right now. Should I give play-by-play here?
Nah.
No.
So that was the play before.
That was the play before, and this is towards the tail end of the game.
Oh, it's the 90th minute.
Yes, 90th minute. Look at that. Turnover, forwarded over to Campana. Literally daylight savings time in front of him.
Campana lovers right here.
Oh my goodness, he's right there, and boom, gets poked from behind. No Diddy. Poked in behind.
Pause. That's it.
And the thing is, against Guzan,
luckily that didn't cost them the game because they're already winning 1-0.
Yeah, Dennis Lopez, it's funny, but it's not that funny. He just came back from injury. Okay, you got to let him get into his groove. Okay, he'll put 10 up this season in no time.
All right, so
Luis Suarez.
Good. Luis Suarez. Out of 5, I'll give him a 2.5.
Look, I'll give him a 2. I'll give him a 3. He had a good opportunity with a Noah Allen cross towards the end of the first half. That was probably the clearest opportunity that he had.
And
Other
if it
than
wasn't for
that,
him being a little overzealous and getting going offside just a hair too early, he would have
Yes.
had the only goal. That's the only time we saw the ball hit the back of the net.
yeah. Let's
So
move
I'm
on,
gonna go
Danny.
2.5.
I'm going to go with 3. We're moving on to
There you go. Look, Suarez scored today. what Solana? Don't give him a 5. What score do you give a Suarez, Solana? I'm gonna go 2.5. So everybody else is giving him a 3.
Is this the third? Is this the second time or the third time he got screwed over an offside play? A 2.7. He's going higher than you. Look at that.
Okay.
You had to, Solana. You
Yeah, I
had to.
figured.
2.2.
Oh my God, Walter!
What's up,
Let's give him a
Walter?
3.
Yes. So next up, we'll go to the right of
Ben Creme.
Suarez. We'll go Ben Creme. Ben Creme, to me, played a pretty good game in the beginning. First half, for sure. He had a good body control. He wasn't like heavy stepping everywhere. He was working pretty well with other players, dishing it to Messi when he needed it. He didn't force it. Wow. There's a lot of people. I mean, 2.1 for Ben Creme, Solana, and then 3 out of Owen, and everybody else is giving him 1.81, 1.5. You guys are diabolical. He played better than this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 3.
He played better than this, guys.
Yeah, I think he had contributed a lot in the pressing. There was a moment there in the first half. I want to say the first like 30 minutes where I was like, wow, Ben Creme, this is his first good game out at wing. That's literally what I was thinking.
Yes, yes.
So the first half, I didn't think it was that bad. Second half, it definitely took a dip down. But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give him a 3. I'm gonna give him a 3 for today's game.
So look, Owen is saying Ben Creme was a 1 for the last 10 minutes. I'll give him a 3. I'll give him a solid 3.
Overall, like if I put the whole game, right? Because the first half I thought he played well.
Yes.
Second half, not as much. I mean, I guess technically that's like a 2.5, but I thought that he did some good things, hustling, pressing, and winning the ball in the midfield. So because of that, I'll give him a 3.
He didn't have any critical bad like mistakes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go 3. Again, I thought the first half was much better than the second half for him, though. Why didn't Fafa hit the pitch?
Yeah, that's very strange to me. So then let's go down.
Fafa could have come in.
So we go Redondo or Busquets. Which one of these two guys are we going to go after?
I go Redondo. And
Okay.
Redondo, again, I don't think that he was as bad as everybody's making it out to be because everybody was killing. As soon as we came on here, it was Redondo and Ben Creme got to go. I thought Redondo had a pretty decent game.
Redondo had a couple bad passes, dude. He had a couple bad passes. He was very organized with the ball, but like he's really good at handling the ball, keeping it close to him. His passing was kind of suspect. Jack Hart is saying negative 3.2. Chelsea fans saying 4. Florida man saying 3. Amanda saying 2. Keitlinger with a 2.2 out of 5. So far, Solana saying 3.7. Ruita saying 2.5. So Solana thinks that he played like a really pretty good game.
Who do you think had the most accurate passes this game?
The most accurate passes, I would say Facon.
Falcon, no. It's Busquets with 86 of the starters.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just saw that Jordi Alba is much higher. So 86% for Busquets, 85% for Redondo. So
Okay.
So his passing was accurate. And how many passes did he have? He had 45 of 53. Busquets 59 of 69. Obviously, yeah. Busquets much better. But I didn't think that Redondo was as bad as everybody was making it out to be. But that's just me, I guess. I don't know. I thought that he's not the starter. It's Bright. Bright is the starter. When Redondo plays, I think he plays decent. He's not playing good enough to win his job back.
No way.
No. So I don't think that he's playing good enough to win his job back. But I think when he comes to play for Bright, I think he does a decent job. Unfortunately, he isn't that guy that we were hoping that he would be, where it's like, all right, he's on his way to Europe because he's balling. He's not playing to that level, unfortunately. But I think he's played okay.
It's pretty disappointing. He's a pricey player.
I don't know how much.
As far as I know, he's a pricey player. No, I mean I have to check, but I do know that he's like a pretty pricey player in terms of 3 painted nails. Okay, so you're giving him 3 out of 5.
I give him a 3 also. I didn't think that he was that bad.
I think this is it right here. Owen is saying the problem is that he's just okay.
But when your backup is okay, that's not a bad thing. Because remember, he is our backup. Bright is the starter.
But he wasn't projected to be the backup, though, Danny. Bright literally came in and hoodwinked the position away from him.
Fine, okay, that's fine. But this is where we're at now. He's the backup.
An MLS super draft pick.
Dennis Lopez must have joined us late. Just real quick, for anybody that joined us late when I explained my nails, this game was so boring that my daughter said she didn't want to watch it anymore, and she asked if she could paint my nails while we were watching the game. And again, if your daughter asks you to paint your nails, you let her paint your nails. So here it is. This was the level of boring the game was.
Right.
So I am going 3 for me for Redondo.
So we're not going to do Bright Keitlinger, okay? Because he's bench. And Chelsea's saying Danny Bright is not the starter. Bright is overrated. Chelsea fan number 20.
We're crazy.
What are you on right now?
You're crazy.
So let's go to the other pivot. Let's go to Busquets.
Solana asked why not pink. My understanding is she said she wanted me to be Easter ready.
Oh, okay.
I guess these are Easter colors. I don't know.
Yeah, like a very sort of, what are those poppy colors?
Mm-hmm. I guess
so. Like pastel, I think. So let's go to Busquets. So what would you rate Busquets in this game?
I mean, you know what? This is why I don't like rating players, because I'm really boring with it. Because I'm gonna give him a 3 also. Like right down. I'm like a C.
But you're right down there. But you're right down the middle with all these players. So what are we doing?
Well, hey, this was your idea. I didn't plan on rating them. What would you give Busquets?
I give him a 3. He played okay.
Okay, so
but he played okay. But look, all right. So let's get to the interesting stuff then. Let's do the back line.
All right.
Okay, what would you give Lujan? You think he was okay too? He was a 3 burger?
Lujan I thought was giving the ball away. I didn't like Lujan at all, honestly. And a right back against Danny Boagna game in Boagna in LA. No, I'm talking about in LA. I thought that I was like, okay, he's a decent right back. But since then, I haven't been a fan. I'll give Lujan a 1.5. Yeah.
Wow.
Is
everybody's giving him a 1 point. Well, I mean, Dennis is right on point with you, 1.5. I'd give him a 1. If I can give him a 0, I give him a 0. I don't like Lujan. I don't like him there at the right back position. I'm like him there.
Ian Frey should have been playing. Ian Frey should have been playing.
Well, Ian Frey, because he would have fried the defense.
And he would have pushed the ball up.
Yes.
He doesn't push up as high as maybe Jordi Alba's on the left, but he would have pushed the ball up.
Listen, Enrique, I get it. 5 Chris's for our defense. We didn't concede, but like this was not a good game, Rick.
We didn't concede.
Walter, the nicest guy in our chat, is giving Lujan a deuce. Because that's what he played like, a deuce. Okay? And Mariela was literally screaming at her TV to replace Lujan. Screaming at Mascherano. Okay? So, and look at this. Elizabeth saying nothing burger. Look, Solana, don't come on here trying to protect Lujan. Okay? I'm not saying that every game has to be a good game. But if you're Lujan and you're literally the 3rd string right back, and you're going to come on and not have like a pretty good or decent performance, that's tough, dude. What are we doing with Lujan when we have Wagon as a right backup, and Frey, who is supposedly at this moment the starter?
So just to put it into context, okay? Because we were talking about the defense. The Chicago Fire are one of the better offensive teams in the league, okay? They have Kuipers, which is one of the leading goal scorers, if not tied for the lead in goals. Bamba was, I believe, leading the league in assists. They got Brian Gutierrez back, which is a baller also. Even though he had a chance that he completely blew. He's a young kid, U.S. men's national team. He's good. He's a baller. Sinker Nagel, whatever his name is, he's been playing great over the last couple of weeks. This is a good offense.
Very good.
They scored in the first 7 games of the season. They scored 14 goals. They're averaging 2 goals a game. You could paint it however you want. We shut them out at home. This is the first team to shut out this Chicago team at home. So you could paint it however you want. Our defense is looking better than last year's defense. Now, our attack, unfortunately, hasn't been as good as last year's attack, surprisingly, because I felt like this roster looked better than last year's. But our defense is looking much better. And the fact that we shut out a really good offense in Chicago at home, I think bodes well for us.
But again, you're mentioning defensively, and that offensively we lacked. Part of that is that the strategy with this squad is that the wing backs provide some of the offensive power. We had Noah Allen, who wasn't able to go up so high because of this guy. We had Lujan, who didn't go up because he just doesn't do that kind of thing. So, like, yes, on one side of the token, you're right. Defensively, we played very well. But at the same time, offensively, we didn't have the same push as we did because of these guys.
Well, we liked, and I think we still like Messi playing the 10. Yeah.
Yes. So then would you prefer putting him at the right wing in this scene?
Our wings, I mean, he would attack out the right, and obviously he would drift to the middle also, right?
Yes.
But he had that whole right side. He would work that whole right side, and then Jordi Alba would dominate the left side, right? Right now, with Messi in the middle, we're focused up the spine.
Yes.
And our wings are not producing right now.
Well, I mean,
Allende was for a while, and then he got injured, and we'll see how that eventually pans out. Hopefully, he can get back to where he was. And Segovia, unfortunately, as skilled as he is, and I think that he'd be great centrally, I don't think that it's been working out right now the way he's been out there on the left side. So I think our offense needs to catch up to the defense right now.
But Danny, here's the problem. LAFC literally unlocked the Da Vinci Code for the MLS. And now everybody knows that we're working up the spine. So like what? In this case, what do? You want to take out Ben Krem? Since Lujan's there, put Messi in the right wing? Literally leave Lujan just playing defense?
Would you? And it's not probably not.
Or like, then why are we playing Gressel?
But would you? Would you be up for putting Segovia at the 10, Messi back at the right wing, and then Allende at the left?
Allende doesn't play as good on the left.
We've never seen him at the left.
Yes, we have. He's moved to the left. He started at the left before, and he's started at the right and moved to the left.
I don't remember him ever being on the left.
Yes. Guarantee it.
Okay.
Guarantee it. But okay, let's just say you want to put him on the left. Is he a better option than Ben Krem? Yes. Is he a better option than Taylor? Yes. So, okay, you want to move Segovia to the 10 and Messi to the right wing? That's fine. I mean, if you want to do that because you know that Lujan is limited, he's not going to offensively attack.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time understanding what's going on, and I got to watch this game over because I'm not understanding what the hell's going on.
So here, look, and Florida Man says it's called the Demachi Code. Literally. Literally. So, I mean, Amanda's agreeing with you saying, yes, Danny. Chelsea's saying, I think Mascherano just wants to sell Gressel. I mean, absolutely at this point. I mean, it's just, he didn't even fly to Chicago.
Last year, we were averaging over 2 goals a game. This year, so far.
Look.
Hold on, I got to do the math. 12 goals for 7 matches played. We're averaging like 1.85 goals a game. We're averaging less than 2 goals a game so far.
So I wanna go ahead right here. Danny Solana's saying that's the lineup, Danny. Let Messi cook down the right flank. But then we're gonna get Tatad. Like this
Why?
is what do you mean why? When he was in the right wing, people loved it, but then people hated it. Because what happened is that the right winger or whoever was behind him, the right mid, would sort of get canceled out, right?
Yeah, but
But
right
in
now
this,
we're not playing like that.
if we don't play like this, then it could work out. Now, Ungoding is saying here, wow, these guys are actually expecting Lujan to attack. Nobody's saying
No,
that we're expecting him to attack. On the contrary, I'm not expecting him to attack.
no.
But that's the thing. When you have Ben Krem there, you're not anticipating a great attack there anyways. So, I mean, your idea of putting Messi at the right wing is good in theory.
It's just because I feel like everybody has. There's a reason why they're okay playing that compact defense, because that's where Messi is right now. They know where he is, and they're just clogging that middle. And it's like, all right, Ben Krem, go ahead, take the right side. What are you gonna do with it? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Segovia or even Alba, take the left side, and we'll live with it. And I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Mascherano's, just like you say about Tata, Mascherano has also forgotten more football than I'll ever know. So I'm sure that if this is something that we're looking at and considering and talking about, I'm sure that he's also talking to his coaches, even the players, like what's going on, what could we do differently. So let's see if there's any changes coming. All right, so we've run through just about everybody. We went to Lujan. Noah Allen, I thought, had a phenomenal game. Left
Great
back
game.
and left center back. At
Yes.
left back, he doesn't push as high as Jordi Alba, but he's still a steady presence. And I love that they're keeping Allen and Falcon together, because I feel like it's going to keep building chemistry. Even when they're not the starting center back duo, look, they can still find time to play together. And I love that. And I love that when Jordi Alba came back in for Toto Aviles, they kind of just slid into the center back. So that's our center back duo, Allen and Falcon. That's it. And I like it. I thought Allen played a great game. And I thought Falcon also had a great game, taking elbows to the face, balls to the face. I thought Falcon is that guy. So both of them, I give them both a 4.5.
And Aviles actually had a pretty good game too. I mean, he had a couple turnovers as well, from what I remember seeing. He's not a great
one that I remember him recovering and saving the play on the other side. But yes, he did have a bad giveaway.
Yeah, I'll give him like a 2.5. But like Aviles, listen, Aviles walking away from a game without a yellow card, he has been disciplined as ever this season. So
yeah. So
and then I guess we can get into like our
Ustari.
Yeah, Ustari. I mean,
5.
last but not least, he gets a 5.
Ustari had a phenomenal game, had some great saves. There was one where Bamba was coming down the left side and he had a shot. He tried to try to get it over his shoulder to the far post. Ustari got a hand on it. And then this guy that scored a brace on us the last time we played them in Chicago, I think it was, for some reason, instead of just kicking it to the back of the net, he tried to get cute with it and try to go wide.
To the corner, yep.
Yeah, and then he ended up going too wide. That right there was a miracle, and that saved us the game. But Ustari, I'll give Ustari a 5.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody's making it rain 5s. I got 5 on it. Everybody's got 5 on it.
Ooh, that's a classic. Haven't heard that in a while.
That is loonies.
Mm-hmm.
11.5 by Elizabeth. So then let's get to the standouts. So standouts to me is I'm going to give it to Noah Allen. He's my primary standout, right? Playing the left back position for a player who's like one of the best players that we have on our team. So to me, Noah Allen is the principal with the standout trophy.
Okay. Noah Allen standout, Ustari to me standout, Falcon standout. First half Cremaschi standout. If he would have gotten subbed off at halftime, we would have been like, oh, Cremaschi had a really good game.
Really good game, yes.
So first half Cremaschi, I'm gonna say standout, and then Messi, of course, standout. I thought Messi was the team. Messi was the team. And I say unfortunately because in this sport, and in this sport, you can't win just and you almost could, right, with a free kick goal, you could technically,
Yeah.
but it's very hard to win a football game with just one player balling out. But he was the team today.
So then, who gets the Campena award?
I'll give it to Lu. I don't know if it's Lujan or Segovia. Let's see what the chat thinks while I contemplate here. Who gets the Que Pena award? And MG Coin is very clear with who he thinks that it should be.
I want to see
Suarez,
some names. I mean, everybody's so far doing Suarez. Blake is saying Segovia. Suarez, Que Pena from Stalker Daddy. Crema?
No,
What,
you know what?
guys? He didn't play.
We've been
so
rough on
bad.
Crema here in the past, but today, because of his first half, I'm not going to give it to him.
No way, dude.
Who was it that coined the Que Crema?
Oh man, I don't remember who did that. We're gonna have to look back.
Was it Dennis? I don't remember.
We got Fabian saying Cremaschi.
I'm gonna say Segovia, man. Segovia, you wouldn't even know that he played today.
Nope. He's
like-
been a ghost.
He got sucked into that compact defense. It's like everybody just went in there and just got sucked in there, and they just all just dissipated. It was just it was rough.
I'm gonna have to go with Lujan because I've been bashing Lujan since the beginning of this episode.
I couldn't figure it out which one to.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Segovia because he's basically a Pac-Man nemesis, ghost, and but I mean at this point I'm gonna have to just go with Lujan.
Suarez had a good chance. I can't remember now off the top of my head, but he had a good chance where he could bring the ball down, and he took a shot. I don't know if it went wide or went high, but I remember him having a really good shot that he missed also. Suarez didn't have a very great game.
Yeah, Chelsea, why do you hate Lujan so much? Give him some slack. He's literally we brought him in thinking that like he was gonna be like a huge change. So far, like Lujan's been like super duper mid.
I think I've liked Lujan so far more at center back than I have at right back.
But that's not saying much. Like we have a ton of competition at that position.
But I'm just letting you know that I've liked him better there.
Yeah, I mean, that's because we're okay with the midness of Cello.
Somebody apparently wrote. I don't know who wrote it, but Keitlinger wrote this.
Yeah, at Midgovia.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote it, but that's pretty funny. All right. Man of the match other than Messi.
Ustadi.
This one's easy. Yeah, this one's easy. Ustadi, yeah.
Ustadi is absolute. Well, Chris
I'll
Brady.
I'll go different. You said Ustadi.
Chris Brady actually won man of the match like in the MLS for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that free kick save that it should have been a goal.
Yeah,
and that first shot by Messi.
Yeah, it's him versus Messi. So, like, of course, he's going to get it.
All right. So, man of the match other than Messi, you said Ustadi. I'll go different. I'm going to say Noah Allen.
Nice.
Noah Allen had a good performance at two different positions.
Yeah.
At left back and at center back. And when I saw him post up and body Hugo Kuipers, which is a big guy, loved it. I loved it. Noah Allen he's the Greek freak.
The Greek freak. Key Rat Kane is saying man of the match Berhalter.
So, all right. This was an unconventional post-game reaction show. This is not usually how we do them, but we also don't really do post-game reactions for 0-0 draws very often either. So usually Miami brings the heat with some entertaining games. You know what I hate about this? Is that this type of game in a city like Chicago with like 65,000 people, there's a lot of casuals that hate on the MLS, but they say, we'll give it a chance because I want to go see Messi. And they go to see a game like this. We won no new fans over for this league after today's match.
Yeah.
Any fan that lives in Chicago is like, I'm going to give this league a chance. Let me go check this out. After what they saw, they're like, I'll go back to watching Arsenal next week or whatever the hell. So that sucks. That sucks that it ended up being such a boring game.
It is. And it sucks for Chicago. And it sucks for Chicago, too.
Because they've been waiting.
They've been waiting for this game. They finally get Messi, and they get dropped a goose egg fest. Yeah. So, and Chelsea, we've seen you put Glasgow. We saw it like 45 times there. Okay. Yes. Man of the match, shut down the left side. Good job. Good job.
Well,
Chelsea fan, I imagine.
he shut down the left side, but like who was on the? He shut down what Cremaschi.
He's shut
Like,
down a ghost, Segovia.
Unfortunately,
The left side, yes. So he shut down Cremaschi and Lujan. Good job.
Gutierrez also had a good game, and he had a good
Gutierrez,
shot at
yes.
goal, which he whiffed on. He shot it way too early, is what I thought.
This is the question that we should have been asking as well. Why did Mascherano not play Baltasar Obando? Well, not Baltasar.
Look, Baltasar, maybe he's not physically fit, or he hasn't practiced with the team. The Obando one is the one that I think is weird.
Obando was on the
Obando
bench.
get on. Yeah, they should have let Obando get on.
Yeah, or Fafa.
Yeah, and then Soccer Daddy's asking, now we're rating opponents. No, but
Chelsea fan is just here, just throwing.
Yeah, he just got his visa. Obando should have played.
Yes.
So yes, we have not Cleveland. We have Columbus next week in Cleveland.
Playing in Cleveland
next week, which will be a fun game. I'm looking forward to that. And we have finally these guys get a week's rest. I mean, technically 6 days, right? Because they played on Sunday, and they play on Saturday next week. But they have the next 5 days to rest, just light training, and that's going to be good for them. So I'm looking forward to this week. Like we always say on Sundays, when we have a Sunday episode, we do not do a show on Monday, so we'll be back on Tuesday. And because we don't have a lot to talk about, we are going to give an early look at the Vancouver matchup for Champions Cup, because Chris and I you don't know, we do a Battered MLS fan show. So we've been talking and looking at Vancouver all season so far. So we're going to take a closer look at Vancouver. We'll still have our regular Vancouver preview the week after, but we're going to take an early look, discuss what we want to see from our team from now to then, Vancouver, how they're looking, and then we can talk about the Champions Cup actual tickets, because we actually got tickets this time. So we'll be talking about all that. So on Tuesday, but tomorrow night, Las Garzas en Español. We have the show in Spanish tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. So if you want to join us for that, and then we'll do Battered MLS fans as we always do Tuesday at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 10 o'clock after Battered Herons, doing our recap of the match day. Chris, any final words after this slob of a game?
I mean, what honest review without money is expecting us to like play the banjo and like drums and stuff? Like, dude, it was a 0-0 draw, bro. Get over it. This channel is about making negative comments on the team when they lose or tie in your comfort zone.
Oh, no, that's not true. I think I get criticized a lot for being too positive. You can't win, man. Some people say we're too negative. Some people say we're too positive. So
I mean, some people say we don't give them enough information, that we got notes and we give them a ton of information, and we talk about overlapping runs and high press and compact defense. I mean, guys, I literally hit you with 3 phrases in 3 seconds.
I'm going to be customizing a pair of sneakers for Inter Miami. What do you think I should do with them? I'm going to give it probably the pink check mark. I've been wondering if I should do the stripes like the kid or just do regular pink.
No, I think just a regular pink.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them, but I'm going to start customizing them.
Give it an overlapping run. Give it an overlapping run and make sure it has compact defense, since there's your analysis for the day.
I'm going to go ahead and customize those so I have them ready for the CCC game. All right. So I think I said it already, but just in case, what is your final thoughts?
Much appreciated, Amanda. You do not get the yellow card. You do not get the red card. And it was a terrible game. Okay. And I can't wait to talk about this never again.
Enrique said that he's already done a pair of customs.
Oh,
all right,
nice.
send me. Yeah, I have some for the Nets, for the Jets. I'm gonna make some for Inter Miami now. I got these. I'm gonna make these for the Yankees. I gotta customize these for the Yankees also. So I'm gonna get on my paint. Maybe that's why the fingernails. So yeah, I'm gonna get on my paint job this week. Get back to that. All right. So like I said, Monday, no Battered Herons, but we will have Las Garzas en Español at 10 o'clock. Tuesday, we're back here We're going to get an early look at Vancouver and anything else that's going on. 9 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock, we'll do Battered MLS Fans. Wednesday, we'll be doing Battered MLS Fans, and we'll do a roundtable discussion. Probably be talking about the calendar and Champions Cup. And then Thursday, we'll do the preview of Columbus. And at 10 o'clock, we will be going ahead and doing our prediction show, where we just go ahead and we predict what's going to happen the following week. So that's our week of football talk. So we hope that you guys join us. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel, Battered MLS Fans, De Las Garzas, and all that other stuff. And we appreciate every one of you. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 5 minutes. You guys are the best part of the show. And we'll be back tomorrow in Spanish, Tuesday back with the Battered Herons. So until then, until the next one, have a good one.